Ask Auntie. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Priyanka Bharadwaj, founder and CEO of Marriage Broker Auntie, which is a matrimonial advisory service. I'm going to leave a link to the website below in case you'd like to check it out. If you're new to this channel, we talk a lot about love, dating, relationships, and marriages on this channel. We put out videos every week. In case you haven't subscribed to our channel, you may do so now by clicking the bell icon below. For the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about breakups, the impact on us, healthy ways of dealing with breakups, and so on. This week, we're going to talk about dealing with negative thoughts after a breakup and refraining from going into a negative spiral. Now, when you fall and get physically hurt, what do? You focus on relieving yourself from pain, you focus on healing. But when it comes to mental pain, why is it that we try to add salt to our bruises? Why do we allow ourselves as well as others to add to that pain and mull over it for ages? It doesn't make any sense, does it? But why do we do it? Or when we undergo heartbreak, some sort of pain, we're constantly focusing on assuring ourselves as well as others that we're really brave and we can handle it. Because not being able to mentally conduct yourself is looked down upon. There is not a lot of acceptance around going down because of mental pain. So when we're hurt, we don't cry. But instead, when you fall, if you cry and cry for ages till it stopped hurting, you wouldn't find the need to remind yourselves as well as others that you're still in pain. Because you're acknowledging that you're in pain and you're crying because you're in pain. It's only when you don't cry and you see that after a while no one's paying attention to this pain that you're experiencing, including yourself, you start to cry for attention, right? That's when you start remembering things that happened and those memories grow tentacles and they become larger than the actual pain itself. Then it becomes a sort of negative loop that we go spiraling downwards into, and unless you consciously cut that loop, there is no way you're going to feel healthy, you're going to feel better. So how do we avoid going into this negative spiral? There are a few things that you must focus on to avoid going into a spiral. 1. You need to stick to the facts. If someone broke up with you and told you why they broke up with you, that's the truth. It may not seem like the truth, it may not be enough for you, but what they've told you is the only truth. How you perceived what they did or what you're assuming that they may have done or thought is not the reality, right? The reality is what they've told you. In case they didn't tell you why they're breaking up with you and they ghosted you or they ran away, that's the truth too. You don't need to fill in for them by giving explanations as to why they did what they did. The only truth in this whole situation is how you're feeling because of what they did. That's the reality and that's your truth, right? So you must always keep your focus on the truth or the reality, right? Straying from reality means you no longer have any control over how to make yourself feel. Second, keep away from the toxins. If anything is going to hurt you more, either remembering these thoughts or people talking about it, stay away from it. When you find yourself spiraling downwards, immediately nip it in the bud. Delete all sort of physical presence you have that reminds you of this person. It could be pictures, it could be messages, it could be any sort of virtual presence even that reminds you of this person in your life. You need to delete all of that. You need to cut all of that out at least until you've completely healed and these remnants of that experience don't trigger any negative thoughts in you. Thirdly, this is something I've already said, but it's so important. Focus on your emotions and not the other person's actions. You have no control over what they did or what they can do. The only thing you can control is how you feel, how you are reacting to this situation, right? It's important to feel a sense of ownership over the situation for you to really be able to deal with it. Otherwise, you will find yourself constantly blaming everybody else and everything else around you, and you will not allow yourself to recover completely. When you regain control of the situation, you will also know how to make yourself feel better and more sustainably. These three are ways to prevent yourself from going into a negative spiral. Next week, we're going to talk about how to process the loss itself after a breakup and how to turn them into positive memories so that they don't come back and haunt you. So, I hope this is helpful. I'll see you next week.